Arsenal host Monaco at the Emirates Stadium for the round of 16 tie. Coming in off a hot run of form, Arsenal up against the resilient Monaco, who only conceded one goal in the group stage. Let's talk some tactics. So Arsenal are coming in a hot run of form. They seem to be bringing back all their attacking players. You've got Ozil, Sanchez, Welbeck, Giroud, Walcott, who's even on the bench at the moment because of the way Welbeck's been playing. And we're going to highlight that in our tactics. But let's first look at their formation in their last game. So a 2-1 victory against Crystal Palace. For what that is, looks like a 4-3-3, imaginally, but they've got it plenty as a 4-5-1 or 4-1-5-1. What the idea is you've got Coquelin in there, who now does a job, I think, which Arteta would previously do, and a Flamini in his prime, but he does it better because he's covering up the space in behind and allowing for his attacking players to move forward. Coquelin does a great job covering this area, Sergio Busquets style role. But what I want to highlight is this man, who, if you imagine, is Danny Welbeck. He, and I'm going to make a bold statement, is the best in the world at pressing defenders. He is fantastic at doing it. He's an absolute defender's nightmare when they get the ball because he doesn't give you any time to try and make your decision. He'll press you into your own box and he'll make sure that you make the wrong decision. And it happened at the weekend against Crystal Palace. He won a penalty kick. And this is where Monaco need to make sure that they don't toy around with it at the Emirates at the back, because if Monaco come away with maybe a 1-0 loss, which I will think will happen, or a 2-0 loss, they've still got in with a chance. They can concede a lot of goals at the Emirates. I think this may be a blessing in disguise for Arsenal. Although they didn't finish first in their group stage and Dortmund finished top, I think it could be a good thing that they go at their home in a hot run of form at the Emirates, and they'll maybe leave with a 2-3-1 or 2-0 victory, and that'd be great. Going back to France, I would be confident that they would go through. Monaco, however, I mean, they've not conceded one goal in the group stage for no reason. They understand what it takes to defend. Although Carvalho, the experienced defender, may not be back, they still know how to defend, and they're going to frustrate Arsenal. But what I think that Arsenal will do well is that they are managing to use that man up top, who I think deserves a lot of credibility right now, Giroud, who holds the ball in well, allows for runners like Sanchez, who's been playing wide left, cutting in on that vicious right foot. But it's the man Cazorla. Coquelin plays now as a holding anchor. Cazorla picks up the ball so deep, and he can thread those beautiful passes in behind and make late runs into the box. That's why he's probably one of the most informed players in the Premier League at the moment. And he gives Ozil space, because Ozil no longer has to worry about picking the ball up deep. He can pick it up in the areas that he can be more dangerous, rather than him having to drop deep and pick it up, because you know that Ozil doesn't want to do all the work that he doesn't have to do. You want to get into the ball where he's most dangerous, and that is just between the 18-yard box and the halfway line. Get him picking it up in there. Let Cazorla do the hard work, which he is doing more now. He's working hard. He looks like more and more of an English centre midfielder. That kind of position, it's similar to what Oscar had to do to make Jose Mourinho's team. Cazorla's starting to do that now. Working hard. He isn't the best defender. I'm going to touch on that and how Monaco can exploit that. But at the moment, Arsenal look frightening in form, frightening going forward. They are conceding stupid goals from cross balls, like against Palace at the end. But again, they're going in a hot run of form. So let's look at Monaco's formation, what we think they'll line up with going to London. So Monaco have went with a 4-3-3 in the past, but I do think that this would be a foolish decision going to the Emirates to play a 4-3-3 and basically go with that three-man midfield against Arsenal's front six, is what it turns out to be, or front five, because Coquelin will sit back. I think that might be a little bit foolish. They may need to pack the midfield, even go with a 4-3-3, but defend so quick and transition into a 4-5-1. So this is what I imagine will happen, because when you have got a good front three, when you've got Berbatov, who Arsenal know also well from his time at Tottenham and Manchester United, Berbatov, the ball sticks to him like glue. He can hold you up and allow for teams to try and transition forward and back. Toulalan is the experienced man in the middle of midfield. In there with Kondogbia, who played in the France under-21 team alongside Paul Pogba. He's very similar to Pogba in that way, maybe not developed as much as of yet, but he is a strong midfield player who will try and frustrate Arsenal defensively. I think this is what Monaco should do. If they go with a 4-3-3, as soon as that ball's turned over, they need to transition into a 4-5-1 and make sure to pack this bank of four with another bank of five in front, because if Arsenal get the ball in and around here with Cazorla making his run, they can absolutely punish Monaco. But what Monaco need to do in that moment, get wide. Because when you have players like Welbeck and Sanchez, although Welbeck works back and Sanchez as well, the problem with Arsenal at the start of the season, if you'll remember specifically, I remember a game at Goodison Park where this was exploited brilliantly by Martinez and his team, is this space in here. When you push so many players forward, if you manage to get your fullbacks and push up and cheat, you'll have to cheat here and make sure to have cover. But if you cheat forward, find that area, get some early balls in, you can absolutely punish Arsenal, because they are not the best at defending cross balls. That is where I think Monaco will be most successful. Use Berbatov in there as your target man in the box and allow him to hold up the ball and support. I do think that Arsenal come away with a 2-1 victory. I think that they might concede, but I think they'll still manage to go through and win the game. So there's my prediction. Make sure to check out the recap after the game, leave all your comments and subscribe.